Scratches from Above, part of the classic urban legend series, written by the Prowler. Martha and James went camping up in Mount Charleston. This wasn't the first time they've been camping up there. They usually go camping every other weekend, but this was a special occasion. It was their usual Valentine's camping trip. They drove up in the morning and got their camp set up by the afternoon. There was a light snowfall as they set up the tent. Then they went on a hike and gathered some wood to start a fire. They sat by the fire and talked, then cooked dinner. The snow started falling a little more heavily now, so they left the fire and decided to head into the tent. They got underneath the sleeping bag and began to make out. Just then, Martha thought she heard someone walking in the snow. "Stop it, James! I hear something." "Hear what?" James asked. "Crunching in the snow. Don't you hear that?" "It's probably just an animal. Calm down, Martha. You're always so jumpy." "No, James, I'm not doing anything more until you go see what that noise was." "Fine. I'll show you there's nothing to be scared of. Stay here. Stay undressed. I'll be right back." James put his clothes on, grabbed his hatchet, unzipped the tent, and went out. It was freezing. "Zip the tent up, James. It's too cold." "Yes, Martha. Whatever you say, dear." Martha could hear James walking around the camp. She then thought she heard him say, "I don't see anything out here. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom." But wasn't quite sure because of the muffling of the tent and the wind picking up outside. Martha waited for James what seemed like forever. She looked at her cell phone. It had to have been at least 20 minutes since he's been gone. It was a small blizzard out there. No way he would have been taking his sweet-ass time. Martha was getting very concerned at this point. Just as she was putting her clothes back on, she could hear footsteps in the snow approaching. Oh, thank God he's back. She laid back down and waited for him to open the tent. Nothing. "James, stop playing games. It's not funny anymore. Stop trying to scare me." 5 more minutes passed. She could hear rustling, but James still hadn't opened the tent. "Whatever, James. Keep playing your games. You're in the doghouse now, pal. No action tonight." Just then she heard a scratching on the top of the tent. "All right, James. That's enough. No more games." Martha unzipped the tent and rushed out. "All right, where are you? You son of a—" When she looked up, she saw James dangling from a tree branch. His throat had been cut open, and the scratching she heard on the roof of the tent was his wedding ring. Martha screamed and ran to the car. She drove to the nearest ranger station, and they called the police. When they arrived, she led them back to the campsite, hoping to find a trace of the killer. All that remained was a trail of footprints in the snow that ended a few feet from the tent, and James' mutilated body swaying in the wind. This is yet another classic urban legend, a piece of American folklore that dates back decades. There are many different interpretations to this legend. The setting usually takes place in a car or some type of vehicle, and either the tips of the man's shoes or his fingertips scratching the roof, depending on how he was hung. It's another tale of morality. To protect it, or some harm may befell on you. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel for your overwhelming generosity. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories and poems to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness and Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank all my listeners for your kindness, your encouragement, and your support. It means the world to me. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.